Hi, I'm Tony Constantine, an investment advisor representative with LifeMark Securities Corp. The views that I share with you here are mine and do not necessarily reflect the views of LifeMark Securities Corp. Over the years, I've learned that it's a good thing to communicate with economists. You might wonder why, because things can be sort of boring. But economists do a lot of research into what's going on in the economy and develop ideas on what they mean, what's going to happen, and that sort of thing. And fortunately, with many of the companies that I work with, they have economists on board. And several of them, like 4, usually write me a newsletter or send out a newsletter at least once a week, and I'm on their subscription list, so I get the newsletter. One of the good things about it is that they look at all different segments of the economy and they have their opinions, and generally you get a different opinion from almost each one of them. But as they have lately, they all seem to be saying the same thing. They're all expecting that we're going to have a recession soon. I don't know how accurate that is because I also subscribe to the belief that, and this comes from Wall Street, anytime everybody agrees on something, something else is going to happen. So we'll see. In the meantime, let me share with you some of these insights that I received. First, we get a lot of good jobs reports from the federal government, but the headhunters aren't quite seeing the same numbers. They tell us that the job market is tight right now, especially for the higher paying and, cushier jobs, I guess. From an employment agency, or 3, I did hear one story that stuck out in my mind about 5 people banding together and going in to talk to the boss and asking for a $5,000 raise. He granted it. He gave them each a $1,000 raise for a total of $5,000. Not quite the result that I think they were hoping for. But at least they got a raise and didn't get fired, which I think is a good thing for them. But things are not real rosy out there. And the one thing that we do seem to know is that I don't know whether you noticed or not, but the rate of inflation is receding. I heard that it dropped below 3%, not quite at the 2% target of the Federal Reserve Board, but it's now below 3%, which is a sign that it's heading in the right direction. High inflation hung on a lot longer than most people thought it was going to. That being said, the Fed's big challenge now is going to be engineering a soft landing rather than a hard landing. Hard landing would be the recession. Are they going to be able to do it? I'm not sure. We'll see. But that's what they've got on their plate right now, is how to convert their success into a real success and avoid a recession. I'm not making any projections of what's going forward or what's going to happen going forward, especially during an election year. Politicians have a way of getting in the way of a good plan and goofing things up, so we'll see. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, my contact information will be on screen in a moment. Come back next week for our next exciting adventure in investing. In the meantime, not only make every day a great day, sorry about that, but also be cautious with your money and what you invest in. There are still a lot of fly-by-night scams out there. Um, it takes some thought, some prudence, and some work on our part to research what we want to put our money into before we put it in. We want to make sure we don't make a mistake there. Again, have a great week, and we'll see you soon.